Hi, and welcome to Dave Barlow Guitar. I'm doing this handheld at the moment, so if that annoys you, I'm sorry in advance. It's my workshop. Anyway, about 4 years ago, yeah, I'd say about 4 years ago, I purchased a guitar. It was an EVH Wolfgang Mexican. It was about 4 years ago, and obviously I've played it pretty much all the time for 2 years, because the other 2 years we didn't play because of lockdown. We weren't allowed to play rock and roll to people in a couple of years due to certain viruses. Anyway, so after a couple of years of playing this guitar, the frets are worn down. So I've just done a level and then crowned the frets, and they're lovely, lovely and playable. And I've come to realise, perhaps what I already knew when I purchased this guitar, is that this EVH isn't what you think it is. It isn't. It just isn't what you think it should be. They're great guitars. They're great to play. They sound great, but when it comes to setting the guitar up the way you want to play it, it's very, very limited. So 4 years on, here is another review of this guitar, and I'm going to show you all its quirks and all the crappy bits as well. Okay, right. So here it is. This is the EVH Wolfgang Special. Like I said, I've just done the frets, and I've done a really good job of this. I know I've done a really good job of this. I've done such a good job of this. You could have a super low action if you want now, whereas we couldn't have that before. Anyway, so I've tried to lower the action a little bit more than I usually have, just to see, how good a job I did with the frets. And the thing is, there's only so far you can go with these. These will keep turning, but the recess that this Floyd Rose trem is sitting on isn't recessed enough to make it go lower. So my point is, if and obviously the shim's underneath here, but if you had lower frets on this guitar, and you lowered the whole play and action of the guitar, it wouldn't work. It won't go any lower than it is now. And some of the people that I do guitars for would say that action's high. I don't. I'd say that's kind of medium to medium low. But we could, if we wanted to, make it super low. But we can't, because this guitar won't allow us to do that, because the route here is not deep enough. Yeah, we can get around it. We can maybe put just change the neck angle a little bit by putting. We can change the neck angle a little bit with a shim, I suppose. But you wouldn't think you'd have to do that with this guitar. So let's find out why. So here's the first issue. So I've taken the bridge pins out here and here. Let's take this off. There you go. That's the first issue. So basically what happens is, it won't go any lower than that. That's the lowest it will go. And if you try and screw it down lower, all it does is just pushes the trem forward like that. So you can't actually get it low enough to get the action low. Obviously, because I've leveled these frets, they are a little bit lower than they were when they were brand new. The other thing to bear in mind as well is that this the EVH Wolfgang Special Mexican version doesn't have stainless steel frets like the USA version. You'd think for $1,000 they'd put stainless steel frets on. You'd think for $1,000, over $1,000 now these are going for. Look at that. That's just, in my, I just think, I think that's just, you know, they could have wrapped that out a little bit more. The other thing you'll notice about my guitar is I have pickup surrounds. The reason why I have pickup surrounds is because it comes, when you buy this guitar, it comes with the pickups fitted. They screw directly into the body, which some people, they love that. And it makes it sound better or something like that. Anyways, the problem with that again is that you've got hardly any way of adjusting those pickups up or down, backwards and forwards, whatever. Yes, you do have some adjustment, but hardly any at all with this guitar. That's why I put pickup surrounds in, because I need to control the height of my pickups. Obviously, I think what when you buy this guitar, what you have to understand is you're buying Eddie Van Halen's guitar exactly how he has it set up and exactly how he wants it, and it's designed technically for you not to change any of that. So my bad for buying it in the first place. Shouldn't have bought it. But again, knowing what I know now, I probably just would have bought the standard for half the price. And you know, I use this drop D in here a lot, and it's very useful. So I probably would have just bought one and put it on the standard, knowing what I know now. Excuse me, sniffing, got a bit of a cold. But that's that. So in order to fix this issue, we're gonna have to put a shim on the neck to bring that up a little bit so we can get the action that we want. The other issue we got here is that underneath here there's shims under here as well. I don't know whether you can see that. You can just see the shim there. So yeah, when you if you take a little bit off the frets here, like I've done, that shim's gonna have to come out. Hopefully, it's gonna be the right height, or we're gonna have to get another shim. We're gonna have to fiddly fart around with shims. That's just the downside of a locking trem, I suppose. So can't complain about that. But yeah, so far this is where we're at with it. So let's work on that. Let's get a shim in the neck, put it all back together again, and see how it works. Okay, yeah, something I just spotted. If you see this here, and that there, what is that about? Has that come out? Has it always been like that? That's weird. So, as I was tightening this bolt, pulling this stud out, that's basically what was happening. So yeah, it wasn't fitting like that. It's something I've done. So when I was trying to get the trem to go lower and it was turning and turning and turning, it was just pulling out the stud. So yeah, that's the problem with that. Yeah, can't believe it. So here's my shim. It's made of metal. Yep, it's metal. It's really thin. It should just about do the job I'm after. Let's turn it up with that, see what happens. We'll have dogs in their video, so I thought I'd put my dog in my video too. Eat your bone, Benz. Get it. Get on that bone. Get it. Get it. Get it. What's up? Give it. Give it a bone. What's up with you? Yeah, he's eating that bone now. Yummy. Okie doke, so I've got a bit of tilt on the neck. And I've just set the action up just roughly. That is super close. That's phenomenal. Yeah, I can get that even lower as well. Not that I want to. I don't usually play it with that low action, but that is low action. That is low. yeah, so interesting. I'm going to take these. I'm going to have a look at this next. There's some shims under here. I'm going to have a look at that. See what the hell's going on there. Yeah, another little gripe is with the wang bar, right? This is not the original whammy bar. Yeah. Basically, the one that came with it. This is a really good fit. The one that came with the guitar, actually, while you're playing it, the whammy bar like moves around a bit because it's reasonably loose in there, and it just moves around a bit, and it undoes itself. And I used to have to mid-gig tighten it up every now and then, whereas this one doesn't do that. This is an aftermarket one I bought, and by mistake, I suppose, it's better than the one than the guitar came with. So another little gripe there. Weird how this one doesn't undo how the original one does. Undo itself. I don't know how. Very odd. Anyway, those of you that maybe haven't seen any of my videos before, or seen the original video of this guitar, you need to be aware that pretty much all my guitars I modify because I'm going to play the way I wanted to play them, not how the original manufacturer intended always. Let's have a look what's under here. Okay, right, so here's the shims. We're under that. At least they put metal shims in rather than sandpaper, I suppose. Well, sandpaper works. Right, so yeah, let's put it all back on without the shims. Right, so I've taken the shims out. It's just a little bit low on this side. I've also just double checked the neck to make sure that's the way I want it. I just have a very slight, in this guitar anyway, a very slight amount of relief. Very slight. Obviously I use this little tool to do it so I can see what I'm doing. So with that in mind, because this neck is straighter now, obviously these strings are going to be a little bit more buzzier down here. So I could just put that in this side and that would solve the problem. But then I'm thinking, well, if you play in hot, sweaty environments, you know, or it's a bit cold, or there's a change in temperature, it can move, and I don't want to be in a gig where I'm buzzing all over the place down here. So I'm going to put this shim in, like that. I'm going to put that shim in, not that one. I don't know why I had this one in as well, but yeah, I'm going to put that shim in. Just give it a try. So I've done that. I've got just the one shim behind that now, rather than putting that extra shim in. Really didn't need that. I don't know why they put that in there. It didn't really need it. Well, I didn't think it did anyway. And that has got some super low action now. That's the way I think this guitar should be set up, with a super low action. Just going over a few other mods, just in case you've noticed it, you'll see that the side dot inlays, these are luminous side dot inlays. They're just stickers. I've stuck them on and just sealed them in place so I can see in the dark. Literally. What else have I done? Yeah, I've got a rhythm and treble ring around this. That is the neck. That is the bridge pickup. So it's EVH backwards rather than backwards as EVH has it. The tone knob. It came with an easy turn tone knob on it, which I hated. So I put one of my I just put an upgraded tone knob on. I upgraded it from a 250 to a 500k, I think, if I remember rightly, and guitar sounds way better now with that. And obviously I've got, instead of having a tone control, I've got this cutout switch. That's it really, a few dings here and there, but there you go. So yeah, a bit annoyed, really, that you pay this much money for a guitar, you have to have so much work done on it in order to make it do what you want it to do, or what you should be able to make a guitar do. But anyway, that's it. Now it's back to being a rocking machine again. Right, so that was that's the EVH. Hopefully I didn't bore you to death, because it was really boring video. But hey, I wanted to show you this stuff, and it's the easiest way for me to do it is to show you while I'm actually fixing the guitar up. But there you go. If you're bored to death, put a comment at the bottom, like, subscribe, do all that usual stuff. I'll catch you later.